I am going to show you the car mat and the car pedals that I have installed in my 2013 Honda Civic. Stick around and let's do this. Yes, welcome back to Alexa's TV. Alright, let's talk floor mat. So initially I had these floor mats installed in my Honda Civic. But then I said, you know what, I need to see if I can find something better or even something even similar to what I currently have. Because the words were kind of stripping off and it was kind of getting a bit old. So I went on to eBay and I found these. We call them waterproof custom carpet liners. I paid about $86 for these. If you look at the specifications, they say it's made up of different layer types of material. Soft embroidery, high elastic sponge, composite layers. It says waterproof, dustproof. So it sounds sturdy and it looks good. So I said, alright, I'm going to give it a try. And I bought it. It took me about 2.5 weeks to reach because it's coming from China. When I finally got the product, I can't say I was overly impressed. It didn't look cheap, but it definitely felt cheap because it felt really, really lightweight and it felt like a cheap plastic, right? That's why I didn't even bother to make a video at that time to show the unpackaging and everything. But it came in 3 pieces: out the front carpet liner, or the front mat, the front piece for the driver side and the passenger side, and then have a complete back piece for the back seat area. So I decided to do the video because I changed my mind based on the durability of the product. I actually thought it would have ripped up already because I had it and installed it like 2 months ago. So I've had it for 2 months now. And when I initially got it, right, I was saying, yeah, I'm not impressed with it. I don't like how it feels. Look good, but like I said, it feel a bit cheap, thin, you know. So I said, alright, you know what? I'm just going to install it, make it run for a week. If it rip up, I'll just say, alright, I'll just say it is what it is and just move on. So I installed it and I've been riding with it for 2 months. But I had to actually do some adjustments with it. The main problem that I have with this car liner or car mat, if you want to call it that, is the measurement were a bit off. And I'm going to explain how I had to make some adjustments for it installed properly on the driver side right now. I've not done the passenger side or the back side yet. So I'm going to show you exactly what I had to do to get it looking better and feeling better when I'm driving. Alright, so 2 problems I have with this car mat. The first problem is when you're looking on the image on the site, it's hard to tell how the car mat is sitting onto the floor, right? How it actually installs is that it came with some clips, and these clips, I think they have Velcro, and I say I think because I threw them out, or they're garbage. They have Velcro on the other side, so you're supposed to stick to your mat, and you're supposed to clip the edge of the car liner, right? They have the new car mat that you buy, and then the Velcro should attach to the carpet of the car. But the new car mat is so big, it have flaps coming up, so it's never ever gonna sit down flat and sturdy. And I was having a problem with this. Yeah, so it was a bit difficult to keep the car mat flat, especially the sides. The sides were always coming up and hanging off, right? Because you know that they don't have anything to enforce them to stay down. That was my big problem with these car mats, right? The next problem I had was the measurement. The measurement was a bit off, and where it was very obvious with the measurement, the driver side, that little section you have where you would pull up, open the trunk and the gas tank. When they designed the car mat, they actually tried to match that shape, so it would leave an opening in the car mat, right? So you could reach the levers to open the gas tank or the trunk. This was not fitting properly over that shape. space. It was not fitting. And it was just hanging over, it was bulging up. It was just not fitting properly. So overall, the quality, I think the quality is okay, but I was having issues with the measurement. And I think the size, when I say the size, it had too much flaps at the end. So the flaps was always coming up. It wasn't sitting flat like you would have regular car mats. So what I had to do was to tuck the excessive amount of the car mat that I don't need to see underneath the shielding, the plastic shielding of the car. So if you can see the flap that's hanging off here, what I would do, I would just stuck it underneath. I didn't do it for the passenger side, but I move over to the driver side now. You can see exactly what I did. If you see that area there coming out, I actually did pull that out so I can show it in the video. So what I had to do was to tuck it underneath as tight as possible so it sit flat. This area that we have here with the gas tank and the trunk, I had to cut it off completely because I used to have a piece hanging over with a hole through it. So I can't push my finger on it, but it really didn't look good. So when I cut it now, when I tuck everything underneath, for me, it sits flat, it stays tight, and it looks better to me. You know what I mean? It stays flat, it looks tight, and it's definitely good. So what I did, I just got a flat object. I think I used actually a flat screwdriver, but screwdriver can be sharp. And I wrap the tip with Gorilla tape and just tuck everything underneath as tight as possible. And I haven't done the passenger side yet, but I'm going to do the same thing over that side. Get everything tight. Yeah, so like I say, I had it in 2 months now. Going strong. I mean, it's not ripping up yet. It's holding up pretty well. Only damage that I have to it, that black area there where I have in the middle, is to prevent slippage when you're driving. So you put your foot on that to access the pedals. But it's made of some hard rubber. So, every day you're driving, putting your foot in and out, and that area, it's going to chip off a few of the rough surface. So, but that's normal. That's normal and that's expected. But yeah, I actually love the mat, how they look, with the Honda brand and the diamond design. Well stitched and waterproof, easy to clean. What I used to hate about cleaning the actual carpet of the car was when the dirt gets trapped in. Sometimes it's difficult to vacuum. You have to use a brush. With this, is easy wipe off. It vacuums very easy, and it brings a really nice sporty look to the machine. I just hope it can last for a good time. I mean, so far it's holding up for 2 months. Let's just see how long it lasts. Fingers crossed, but so far so good. Alright, now let's take a look at the pedal installation tip. Alright, this is the pedals that we're working with. I bought these off Temu, but I've been working with these pedals for years. I bought them off Amazon multiple times. I've owned like 4 Hondas already, right? And every time I get a new Honda, I always like to upgrade the pedals. And these are the pedals that always come my way. These are the pedals that are always universal fit, they say, but they definitely go well with my Honda, right? But the biggest problem I can never get them to fit the way the instructions indicate, right? The instructions state that you should use the bolts through the pedal and then tighten the bolts behind the pedal in the car, right? And then tighten it and everything should stay in place just fine. Never ever worked for me. Alright, take a look at this image right here. This image is from the website, and this is a display image promoting the product, advertising the product, right? I know maybe they just put graphics together, but I think this one where this person have the foot on the pedal, look and tell me if you can see any screws in the pedal and if it is installed properly. It seems like they just put the pedal on just to take a picture, right? My problem is I cannot get the screws. Well, I can get them to tighten. It's not tighten is a problem, but I don't think they build properly just to properly secure this pedal onto the actual pedal in the car. They always slip off, and that can cause some issues. So I use a different method to fasten them. It might seem a bit tacky, but it works every time. I know some people won't agree, because yes, it look tacky, but in this case, it's safety over neatness. You know what I mean? So if you know where I can get better car pedals for Honda Civic or any Honda, just let me know in the comments. I would gladly get them that can actually install and secure properly onto the car pedal without slipping, right? All right, let's get into it. So yeah, as you can see on the old pedal that I'm holding here, right? You can see it have the brackets at the back, ready for install, easily install. You just put it on to the car pedal in the car, screw it on, ensure that those brackets tighten properly, and you should be good to go, right? But like I said, they always slip off for me. So right now, I have two methods that I normally use to fasten them. So the first method which is my preferred method actually, is to use tie straps. And I normally like to use black tie strap because it's a black pedal, right, with red. So this is what I would just loosen the screws a bit from the first layer of the pedal, and I would just have the tie strap come around, and then these tie strap now would tighten behind the actual pedal in the car and fasten them together. This is first method, my ideal method that I prefer. Right, so once I have the tie straps in, and normally would use two tie straps going over, and then wrap it behind and tighten. Also, we try to leave as much screws in it as possible. Sometimes I can't get all 4 screws to stay in, but normally 3 screws, or even if you can get the 4 in, that would be great. But the screws will just give it a better look rather than just have the tie straps in it, without the screws. So, and I'm going to leave the screws, have the tie strap in it. You can see the tie strap peeping out a bit. So like I say, yeah, kind of a bit tacky, you know what I mean? But to me, it's not that bad. Like I say, safety over neatness in this case. So this is what I normally would do, and this is my preferred method. I'm going to show you the second method, which is actually to use Gorilla Tape. Alright, so the second method is pretty much the same, but it's just using Gorilla Tape. And the same thing apply. We'll just loosen the aluminum, the top layer from the bottom layer, put the tape in between, maybe 2 pieces of tape, or it depends on how thick. And then I would just tape it around the pedal, leave a few screws in there, 2 or 3 screws, tighten it as much, with the tape, wrap it around, and tighten the top and bottom layer as well with the screws. That's one of the good reason to have the screws in there. Since we won't have the tape over the first layer, the screws are needed to actually both the top plate and the bottom plate into place on the pedal. So yeah, basically the same thing. Get the tape in between, wrap it over the pedal, and tighten as best as possible. The thing I don't like with the Gorilla Tape is that because it's tape and it tends to get sticky, and over time the tape might start to thread out on the edges, and over time it will wear down. So that's the reason I don't like the Gorilla Tape, and I prefer to go with the tie straps. So this is what the tie strap installed in the pedals look like. As you can see, yeah, there's a little tackiness about it, but can affirm that this definitely is tightly secured and will not slip off while driving. And from afar, it looks good. Up close to me, I don't mind it anyway, because like I said, safety over neatness at this point. So I still get to keep my red and black pedals, and I have them secured, and I don't have to worry about them slipping off anytime soon. So yeah, these are the 2 methods that I would use to get my gas and brake pedals in the Honda Civic automatic installed and secured properly. Yeah, so that is it for this video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, pick up yourself. Peace out.